So this is the Great Whirlpool Lid Switch Defeat program, and we're going to show you how to bypass the lid switch on a typical top-load Whirlpool washer. I have two styles, so we'll show you how to do that. First thing is you got to pop the top cabinet, the control panel over here. So inside, you can stick your hand right in the thing there, and there's on this style machine there's a clip. Takes a little playing with.
There we go. Got that one.
They're like a little roundy clip. You got to kind of push on it and squeeze it together, sort of, and it'll pop up.
Oh, this one's a little bit tougher.
That's even better.
Oh, there we go. Whew. There it is.
And it all pops up. Here is the lid switch. This is also a good opportunity to clean the schmutz from your machine, so we'll do that also while we're here. And this is basically what you came for. There's a ground wire and a white and a gray, and we're going to tap into the white and the gray wires, and the switch will short them together. I'll show you how that works later on. Of course, safety third. Make sure that you unplug your washing machine before you get started on all of this to avoid getting a shock. And right now we're going to regroup and figure out exactly how we're going to do this, and we'll come back in just a second. Okay, so we're all set. Now I just kind of eyed up what I'm going to do here. This is the switch I'm going to be using. You can use any switch you want that'll turn something on and off, and that's usually what they do. So we're going to mount this switch just about here. Of course, it's going through the back, so we have to drill a hole. It shouldn't interfere with that. That's why I'm mounting it low like this. So somewhere about there should be good, maybe a little further to the left. Let's just see where we are in the back there. So really anywhere in there is fine. So we'll kind of drill maybe about there. I'm going to drill a pilot hole first. Put it about, I guess about there is fine. Maybe a little further in. Now I didn't punch this because I don't have one handy, so I'm just going to hope that it bites and we'll drill. There we go. Okay, that's drilled out, and now we're going to put a larger bit and ream that out to the size we need. Now this switch mounts in a 7/16 inch hole, so I'm using the size drill bit just below that just to avoid any particular play in either the drill bit or the hole I drill or anything like that. We'll see if it fits. If not, we could ream it out with the 7/16. But now, of course, I have a nice centered hole that I can drill this out very nicely. Back up. Should have charged the battery. Or maybe I'll have to get the drill that plugs in. There we go. It's just the burr on the end of it that is what catches it up. Okay, switch. We'll just see if it will fit. If not, we'll ream it out. Yeah, we are going to have to go for the 7/16. So let me ream that out till we get it to fit, and then I'll show you. We'll clean up all the little pieces of metal and all that good stuff, and we'll be back in just a moment. Alright, we have our hole drilled in the back here where the switch is going to mount. So just tighten up the nuts on that, and that's all good. And this has terminals on there. I don't have actually any connectors that directly fit on it, but I found if I squeeze these down with pliers, like I did this one, it makes for a very nice tight fit that I can't even get on the terminal right now like that. So I'm going to use terminals at one end, okay, and at the other end I'm going to cut this and attach this end after I cut it shorter. And I'm just going to wire nut it together. Colors and polarity in this case don't matter because it's AC, so it really doesn't matter which way you go here. You could measure everything and find out which actually is hot and that. If I had to guess here, the gray would be the hot and the white would be the neutral. So that's the procedure I'm going to follow. In that regard, the red is going to be the hot and the black is going to be the neutral, because you typically use this for a DC application where red would be positive and black negative. So if you kind of apply the same logistics to that, then that would be the way I would connect it, and that's what I'm going to do. So with that being said, we have to strip off some insulation. So these strippers used to be sharp someday, a long time ago. There we are. Just trim that with the thing here. And we'll make a little twist. And now I'll just try this on for size. I'm gonna want to squeeze it a little, cut it off a little shorter. So we'll cut it right about here. Just like that. We'll put a terminal on. And now we have to crimp it. Now they sell special crimping tools, but I just use a nice, really heavy pair of linesman's pliers. And basically what I do is I just go right in there like that, have a little wire sticking through, if you can see that, and just squeeze the living crap out of it as hard as you can. Give it a good couple real good squeezes. And that's not going anywhere. Nice tight connection. So we're going to do the same with the other end, and then I'll show you how we hook into the wires there. Okay, we're ready to do surgery here. Cutting the factory wiring. The pain. The pain. Did you just feel
God,
nail
it's
go through
horrible.
your heart? Isn't it terrible?
Well, see, now if that happened on my modern machine, now it just won't work at all anymore.
No, never. My disabled sensors and all kinds of other stupid stuff that you don't need to begin with. Oh, I need to get a new pair of strippers. This is getting ridiculous. So now we're just going to strip these wires and strip all the rest. And once I get that done, we'll come back and I'll show you how this connection is made. Okay, so I've cut and stripped these wires and just reconnected them, so it'll work, you know, just as it always did, like this. The whole idea behind the lid switch is when you close the lid, it closes the switch and shorts these two wires together. So whether it's shorted over here, or I short these together, or I put this nice pigtail on to a switch that's going to short them together, it will do exactly the same thing. So that's what we're going to do. Now, as I said before, I'm going to make the black connect with the white and the red connect with the gray. So this is a little bit of a tight fit in here just because these wires are just long enough. So we're basically going to just put this together like so. We'll kind of give it a nice little twist there. And I have a wire nut right over here. I'm just using wire nuts. And I'm going to wrap it with electrical tape. And wrap the whole thing up good to prevent anything from getting in there. So there's one. And now the other one, I'll just go right here. Twist that together. Like that. And my wire cutters are right here. Just trim off the end, just a drop here. And put the wire nut on. Okay, so there we go. So basically these are now going to connect up to the switch here, which is going to mount in the hull. And right on the back of the machine I'll have exactly what I need. And then we'll show you how it works. So I'm going to tape these up. I'm going to put some heat shrink tubing on this once I connect it to the switch, just for extra insulation. Mount the switch up, and we'll show you how that all is, and then we'll button it up and give it a test. Okay, so we're all wired up. The white and the gray wires are connected back to from whence they were. They're wire nutted, everything's taped. I taped the wire nuts and then taped over everything, just keep it protected. I just ran the wire through here. I'm going to put heat shrink on that. I have the switch mounted through, and we're going to shrink in the heat shrink. Just for a little extra safety protection on there. And there we go. Now we'll flip the panel down and give her a shot, make sure she works. Okay, panel slammed back together. Everything's all set. Put the machine into spin mode because this will stop when you open the lid if it is spinning. I'm going to apply power in a second. The new switch I put in is currently in the off position, so it's as if the machine is still factory. So we're going to turn it on, the machine should go and spin. We'll open the lid and it should stop. It spins. Yeah. We'll just give it a second to get up to speed. Lift the lid, and it stops. Flip the switch up in the back.
Oh man!
There you go! And now you can go and kill yourself in the washing machine whenever you like. As you wash your stuff, you can even put your baby in here now.
Oh God!
We're all set. So we're all set. Turn the switch off in the back, close the lid, and it starts back up.
Amazing.
Perfect. Exactly as it should be.
Mechanical controls, man. That's how you do it.
Now on to the next machine.